Today is National Coloring Book Day, a chance to celebrate a cherished childhood activity and perhaps to let it grow up a little bit.
Mainer Cheryl Johnson has written more than a dozen books, many of them about her Mushroom Man character Mish and his friends. They travel around the state and give kids the chance to learn about everything Maine has to offer. Cheryl Johnson didn't get started as an author until 2014, though, after attending the Maine College of Art and Design later in life. While not all of her books are coloring books, she says learning new tools helped her be able to create and color her own illustrations.
I learned how to use a Wacom Intuos drawing unit and Adobe Photoshop. And I taught myself how to do this about 7-8 years ago. And it has been like a magic wand waving for illustration. I don't have to waste paint. I don't have to waste paper. If I make a mistake, I can just easily correct it. I draw freehand and then I color things in on Photoshop. It has been a blessing. I have just absolutely had a ball with it.
Beyond exploring Maine, coloring books can also be helpful in teaching kids important lessons.
It was 20 years ago the Portland Fire Department asked fifth graders to give them drawings about fire safety. While they selected a handful, those were put into a coloring book that was used to teach students from kindergarten through second grade. And the kids whose drawings were picked got a free ride on the fire truck. Now, coloring books can even be used to spice up some otherwise pretty dry topics.
In 2019, then Representative Justin Chenette released a coloring and activity book about the legislative process. The basics of civics are covered in his book, The Great Whoopie Pie Debate: How Your Idea Becomes Maine Law. The book is framed around a real debate held in 2011 in the Maine legislature, where lawmakers considered making the whoopie pie the official state dessert. It hits on every step of the process, from the idea to writing to your representative to the committees, public hearings, and votes. And it's useful for more than just kids.
I was thinking about something as I was leafing through this book, and it struck me about the guy who won huge on Jeopardy earlier this year. And part of the reason he knows so much is he said that he read a lot of children's books. He said, if you want to find out about sharks, don't read the marine biology textbook on sharks, read the children's book. So a book like this is actually useful for adults too. If they've got kids, they may learn something about how bills become law that they didn't know before.
It's always a good refresher course for everybody. I mean, who doesn't love to color too? I mean, I find that one disappointment that the kids find if I present the book to them, where are the whoopie pies? Give me the whoopie pies. We want the real stuff, but it's really great for everybody.
The measure to make the whoopie pie the Maine state dessert failed, by the way. The official dessert is blueberry pie. The whoopie pie is the official state treat. And sure, there's valuable information in some of these coloring books, but you don't have to learn anything from them to benefit from them.
In the middle of the last decade, there was a trend of more adults picking up coloring books, and that created a whole new market as grown-ups dabbled in a little nostalgia. Many said that tuning out and focusing on completing the images gave them a sense of peace, a moment of zen, and that effect is real and has stood up to scientific testing. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, who died in 1961, he used to give his patients coloring books as a means of self-examination. And simplistic, time-passing hobbies have been clinically proven to relax our brain activity. Well, one Mainer who embraced the adult coloring book concept is Jeremy Grant.
Grant is a documentarian and videographer whose passion is to share stories from across Maine using innovative techniques to recreate sled dog routes or life during the pandemic. But he was also struck with the idea of putting together a coloring book. He said once he got the idea, he couldn't get it out of his head. So he cranked out 40 detailed images in just a matter of weeks. And he said that being a videographer gives him a unique perspective on creating these illustrations.
I had to kind of revamp it because at first it was very not detailed, and I didn't like that. And my kids liked it and it was cool for them, but there wasn't enough texture. And as a cinematographer and videographer, I wanted to bring that. And I know there might not be quite as much coloring space. There's a little bit of, literal gray space in some of these, but I wanted that detail because I want people to feel that, and I want them to be able to add their own spin to it. So that's why a lot of these are so detailed, because I want people to feel that texture, see that texture.
Jeremy says that he pulled from his own life for some of the people he depicted. He hopes the book encourages people to get out and enjoy the state.